energy. Clearing out this energy. We just clearing out this energy. Clearing out this energy. Hey. Hey. I've been pouring into me. Pouring into me. Clearing out this energy. Clearing out this energy. Hey. Pouring into me. And we just clearing out this energy. Clearing out this energy. You ever felt like you just need the energy cleansed? Hey. And we just clearing out this energy. Clearing out this energy. Hey. Transmute, manifest. Hold up, deep breath. And we just clearing out this energy. Clearing out this energy. Hey. Got my husband over here channeling on the drum. Hey. And we just clearing out this energy. Hey. I've been pouring into me. Hey. Loving this energy. Hey. Hey. Feeling good in my spirit. I'm pouring into me. Hey. Clearing out this energy. And we just clearing out this energy. Hey. Hey. Feels so good to be back. You know, we've been down for a week. Hey. And it's all about your energy. It's like, it's all about your energy. Hey. It's your energy. Energy. Everybody loves your energy. It's your energy.
Your energy.
Everybody loves your energy. It's your energy. Energy. Everybody loves your energy. It's your energy. Energy. Vampires love your energy. It's your energy. Hey. I said it's all about your energy. Hey. Vampires love your energy.
Guard your energy.
Hey. Guard your energy.
Guard your energy.
You better guard your energy. Hey. Hey. It's like what's gotten into me. Hey. I really like this new energy.
Hey.
Hey. It's like what's gotten into me. Hey. I'm really feeling this energy. Hey. Hey. It's all about your energy. Hey. It's all about your energy. Hey. Is this a friend or an enemy? It's like, hey, it's kind of crazy. They all want your energy. Been on a fence, is this a friend or an enemy? It's clear apparently. They love your energy. I get it. It's all about your energy. Hey. It's all about your energy. party up in this joint. Hey. Hey. And we be down by the riverside. Hey. We get advice from the Most High. Hey. And we do it for our soul tribe. That's right. Soul tribe, yo, we done for life. Soul tribe, yo, we done to ride. And we do it for the soul tribe. Do it for the soul tribe.
Hey, tribe. Hey.
What's up, guys?
What's going on, family?
I hope you guys are doing well and good energy and attracting the life that you desire because it's your birthright. Okay, of course, we're coming through with another live for you guys. Make sure you take the message, how it resonates in your life. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And don't forget, if you love the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video out, run the page up, leave us some comments. We love you guys.
Yes, yes. What's good, y'all?
What's up, baby?
Thank you, definitely. We try to make it pleasant before everybody come on and get the energy real
Just clearing
purified
up
and
this
cleansed out.
energy.
That's right. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? I came on live last night. I had a wonderful live last night. A lot of energy exchanges there. It was a good thing.
That's good.
So we here today and we're
I
gonna
was
get out
asleep.
some messages, yeah.
I was knocked out,
That's okay.
y'all.
That's okay.
I was sleeping. What's up, y'all? Who's that? Hey, y'all. Hey, 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 hey. Hello. What's up, AJ? AJ? I was trying to see what it said. I was like, it's a bunch of stuff.
It's a bunch of everybody.
Auntie,
on there.
oh no, I need some little reading glasses.
Yeah, that energy still flowing through me. Who said they still dancing? Somebody ancestors still moving because I really feel like I'm still making a beat.
Okay, I told you I felt like somebody's ancestors had entered the building here. I don't know, you could be connecting more with your ancestors. You know, my husband does some really good ancestral readings. He taps into a lot of ancient energy, and I don't know, maybe you could be, interested in this. Okay.
I got a slight download, and it's been tickling me, so I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. In the matter of relatives when they transition, I know a lot of people don't really like to go this deep into things, but we were drawn that deep. So this is the place where, I'm on my spirit medium right now. So I just want to give somebody an understanding. When some of the people in life transition, they have a change of heart, or it's not always. So sometimes it's good to have a forgiving heart, is what Spirit is trying to tell me. Be able to forgive, even when your relatives transition over. Forgive, because sometimes the forgiveness is their absolution. Like when people transition, sometimes they have an odd, mysterious way of hanging on to this realm, right? So a forgiving heart, it clears up a lot. All right, so we're gonna get into these cards. See what's being said.
Where you guys at? Where you guys from?
Put it in a box.
What's your city? Represent your city. Where you at?
Drop it in a box.
Represent your city.
Thank you for
Where you
your
guys
shares,
from?
creations.
Thank you. We love you.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay. Child, I really can't see.
You can't see.
It's been proven. I proved it to you.
New York City, Bronx. Okay, the boogie down.
I just went to get my eyes
Boogie
checked.
down in the building.
They like, you can't see. I just went to get my eyes checked, y'all. I told them.
I don't know why Scott LaRock name just came through. But I'm thinking about the Bronx. I don't play around, nor do I F around.
Didn't you make a remix to that?
Oh yeah, I
Right.
remixed KRS-One song. My philosophy.
On the energy.
My philosophy on the energies. As far as ancestors, everybody mention me. I'd rather mention us, me and high priestess. Tap into your energy and tell you where your peace is. I'm ascended now. I see it differently. KRS-One was the boss of the industry. You see, Scott LaRock, he sent the energy back. Is real rap the beginning.
I'm about to channel Jam Master Jay.
And put the enemy back in captivity. Where my Kango at?
I think very deeply.
All right, y'all. We out here tripping.
Okay. Let's see. Let's get this energy popping. Capricorn. We got Capricorn time coming out. I don't know if you're a Capricorn. Something's going to happen in Capricorn season. We got December 22nd showing up. January 19th. This could be your birthday or significant here. Now, you know, Capricorn is all about hard work. You know, one thing a Capricorn is going to do is get to that bag, okay? Something like that. It says uphill climb, but worth it, you know. Now, the thing about Capricorn is we know that a Capricorn is going to get to their bag regardless. Now, okay, clear the path. It says clear the path. Thank you, Spirit. Clear the path for this Capricorn. I feel like, you know.
I'll let you keep that.
Okay, because I don't know. It just flew right into my hand. That was magic, okay? But I feel like work, practical, long-term, uphill climb, but worth it. You could be a Capricorn that maybe you were doing things in the reverse at one point, you know? Maybe you were doing illegal things. Maybe you were doing things just that were not according to your path, your purpose. And I don't know, I feel like something's changed here or something is changing in Capricorn season for a person. I feel like, you know, someone could be being more practical about reality, you know. I feel like a lot of us have lived in illusions for so long that, you know, right now it's like, you know, a priority to live in reality, whatever reality is for you. Now, that's not to say you can't have dreams and visions and hopes and faith that things will be a different way, but I feel like you're being more realistic when it comes to people, right? You know, when a person shows you who the hell they are, you know, realistically, you're understanding that they're showing you who they are, not who you want them to be, right? So right. I feel like, you know, being more practical. I feel like there's a person where, you know, you could be a Capricorn that I'm talking to, or you could just be a really hard worker, right? And I feel like maybe you were working really hard, but it was only for short-term gain and goals. But now someone's thinking more practical, long-term, longevity, you know, my family, you know, the Bible says a good man leaves things to his grandkids and those grandkids and something like that, right? Mm-hmm. Something like that. So you could be like, you know, really taking things serious right now. And not only are you trying to build a legacy, but it's not for short-term instant gratification. It could be really, you know, something that is greater, you know, is what I'm saying here. And Spirit says clear the path. Now this card jumped in my hand.
Yes, it
okay,
did.
Literally, if you seen, my husband was shuffling and it literally jumped in my hand. It says embrace the journey ahead with an open heart, ready to discover and grow from the revelations to come. Revelations could be very significant. You could be reading Revelations. You could be seeing Revelations unfold right in front of you like I am, right? Something like that. You know, things are being revealed. And I feel like there is a person here. It was very hard for you to accept the truth. It wasn't that you couldn't see it. It wasn't that you didn't know it. But it was like hard for you to accept it even when God was telling you like, this is the truth, okay? So I feel like, you know, that has been cleared out of your path. And I feel like I'm hearing obedience. Someone could be being very obedient, you know. What is sacrifice without obedience, right?
Obedience is better than sacrifice.
Right? So I feel like I'm hearing obedience, okay? You could be being obedient to whatever it is that God has you doing in your life, right? You could be just rejecting things that the enemy keeps tempting you with. I feel like we're in a season of temptation, you know. I feel like right now is very important. You know, when the holidays start rolling in, you know, you get to look in and talking about different things, different programs being cut off for people. You know, they get the community in an uproar and people lose faith. Right. And so, you know, it could be the energy of just having faith as these holidays come, as these times change, that, you know, things are happening in the background for you. And, you know, whatever you're doing right now towards your long-term goals, keep it that way. There's no need for you to take any shortcuts, shortcomings, or anything like that. So I like this energy.
So this over here is it's telling me a lot.
It's telling.
It's telling energy, all right? For something to be said about this, Nine of Cups in reverse, seek clarity. So it could be the energy of what you thought was going to bring you for wish fulfillment is probably, it could be turning on you in a different way, or it could not be panning out the way you want it to pan out, right? But I will give you some important advice according to this reading, because you got the Nine of Swords to the Page of Cups to the Nine of Cups in reverse. Now the Nine of Swords is being clarified by quiet moments. You definitely being called to silence, right? And a lot of us are, right? Being silent, it don't always mean not to speak, but it means to silence your mind, to be silent in your mind, less responsive, because you know how, wow. A lot of us don't realize how okay it is to start over. If you building something and you know some things are out of place, it's best to tear it down at that point as opposed to build it up higher and then have to tear it down, right? Because this could be why somebody's wish fulfillment is in reverse. And the card says it's being clarified by seek clarity, right? Nine of Swords, quiet moments. Being confronted with certain dilemmas that you want to respond to, that you feel like you need to address, Nine of Swords. But quiet moments, it says seek silence in the silence where clarity finds its true voice. And then it says seek clarity. Come on now. That's spirit. Spirit trying to move with you, right? You have to be quiet, in a sense. Less responsive. Page of Cups, Feather of Hope is telling me something. It says, don't let your emotions get in the way on the footnote. See, this is calling you to a level of maturity, Starseed. You being called to be more mature, right? The way that you approaching things when they come in, you reacting to them. And the reaction, and your reaction is actually causing your Nine of Cups to be in reverse. What you ask God for, it can curse you. A blessing can curse you if you don't maintain it, right? Kind of similar to this. Imagine God give you a brand new car of the universe, right? Don't do no maintenance to the car. See how fast that blessing become a curse to you. You be needing money coming out of everywhere just to keep it up. Why? Because you didn't maintain it. That's what I'm going to advise you. The blessing that God has given you, you have to maintain the blessing. Maintaining your blessing, a lot of times, silence is a strategy. I heard Miles Monroe say that. He said, silence is spiritual strategy. So when God is calling you to be silent, don't let your feelings get in the way. Don't respond when spirit telling you not to. No matter how much it burdens you, no matter how much you just in your pride and you just want to address something, you got to make something straight, you got to set the record straight. No, you don't. Fall into silence where spirit is calling you. I went through it. Last week, I got up, I told my wife, I had dilemmas going on. I sat on the toilet in the morning, like I do most mornings, and the download came. Silent, 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 right? I was like, right? It was so loud in my mind, I felt like I could hear it outside of myself. But I knew what it was. Spirit, I'm like, Spirit, you ain't even got to tell me that loud. I hear it. Silence.
It's crazy because when I was looking at those cards, you got 99 problems, but there's only one that needs to be worked on. Someone's emotion, someone's attitude, someone's perspective on the way they look at things. You know, I got 99 problems and you do, but you're not responsible for handling any of those problems except for one is what I'm hearing. You know, the way you handle things, challenges, okay? The way you transmute energy, something like that. We got June coming out here. I don't know if this is someone's name, June. You could be born in June. It says enjoy small pleasures and endless opportunities. Leisure, escape, and beauty. There's something beauty, something small is beautiful. There's beauty in something small. Someone's not seeing the beauty in something that could be a small thing. You know, I was crying out this morning because I was so grateful. You know, when I look at my life, they wanted me dead. You know, they wanted me gone. They wanted to take me out, you know. They wanted to label me as mentally crazy, you know, like this girl is gone out of her mind, Your Honor. That's what I heard from my life, right? And that's what they wanted to rule over me. And, you know, God said otherwise, right? And this morning it made me cry because I was thinking, you know, of the small things that God does behind the scenes in my life. You know, not even the big ones, because there's some really big things that happen, but just the small things, you know, the endless opportunities, you know, the escapes, because I was able to escape a lot of things in life that were trying to, like, you know, take me away, that were trying to pull me in different directions. So I don't know, you could be feeling the same energy, you know, maybe you have escaped from something. Maybe there was something that, you know, was taken away from you. You thought it was taken away, but you know, with prosperity here, it couldn't have been taken away. You know, a lot of things that leave us are actually upgrades and we don't understand them. Something like that. We got prosperity 9999. We got the quad nines out here with prosperity. So, you know, the small pleasures, you know, maybe you're looking for a big blessing, but what about the little one, you know? What about that little blessing of, like, you know, when your car went down and, you know, your neighbor was able to take you to the school and, you know, have that parent-teacher conference? Or, you know, what about, you know, the time that your heat went out in your car and your grandmom let you use her car, you know? What about little things like that? It's something about that, you know, hope, optimism, liberation, success, prosperity, excitement, and enthusiasm. When's the last time you felt enthusiastic about life? Well, me, I have. You know, I was telling my husband, I feel so good. You know, I feel like God has given me a second opportunity to life. You know, I feel like the first round, you know, I didn't do as good as I should have. So now it's like, you know, I wake up every day and I intentionally choose the right and the light path every day. I take my will and I choose this path, right? And you could be on the same energy, you know? The problems you have today will eventually disappear. Your guardian angels encourage you to maintain a positive outlook on life, since your luck may be about to change. Now, you know your girl don't believe in luck, but I do believe in divine timing. I feel like the time is right now, and that's what's happening. You know, when you work, right? You know, even here in America, when you work, it takes 2 weeks for some people to get a paycheck. So sometimes it takes for you to work, right? And to build things up for you to see the results. And I feel like, you know, there's someone where you can finally see a thing and it's small. Don't look for anything large, okay? You could be looking for something gigantic and it's a very small thing that you don't understand that holds your life together every day, okay? Whether it be, you know, the ability to have childcare from someone that you trust, right? You know, how many people don't want to go to work because they don't trust people with their children? Well, maybe God gave you live-in daycare or whatever it is, right? Those small things should never go unnoticed. It's time to put your captivating energy and inspirational personality. Don't let your ego get the best of you.
Don't let your feelings get the first one said, don't let your emotions get the best of you.
Okay. So I like this energy, you know. This is the energy of a whole lot of blessings, but it's not gonna, I feel like, you know, I need somebody to know these are not the blessings that you're looking for. You know, these are not the ones that you are maybe even you know, recognizing, but they're here, you know. It's something about that, seeing the small things. I feel like once we're able to see the small things, then you can get the larger picture. A lot of times we have anxiety, depression, we're overwhelmed when it comes to different things because we look at it as a whole, right? But if you break things down into little pieces, it's easier to, like, even your food, right? We chew up our food into little pieces so that they're easier to digest. Well, the same thing with different challenges and energies that come up against us. If we take them down into little pieces, it's easier to digest, right? Something like that.
Okay, so over here, I want to explain to you how love is your best defense. Because somebody, you're in the Knight of Cups to the Five of Swords in reverse to the Temperance in reverse, right? You moving out with love. I don't know if somebody recently made a prayer. Maybe you are a wise one and you understand that my best defense against all this stuff standing against me is to put out love, not negativity, but love. Knight of Cups, right? And it says your shield of resilience, right? That's how I know it's your defense because it's being clarified by shield of resilience. And the Knight of Cups with the shield of resilience, see, you move in love in a way where as though somebody you even maybe you were attacked in a certain type of way, and maybe you felt deep inside, I got the power to really hurt. I can really I could really defend myself, but you didn't choose to. You chose to put forth a prayer of love. And sometimes when you take that energy, you feel like you made the wrong move or feel like the enemy getting the best of you because you feel like, well, maybe I should have just fought them how they fighting me. But don't, because love is your shield of resilience. And it's turning Five of Swords in reverse to the Temperance in reverse. See, it's what it's causing is your enemy's plans is going astray. The plan, and when I say astray, I don't know why astray came to mind, but I feel like people are even walking away from one another. Like, man, enough is enough. I'm not going to participate in this, whether it be talk, gossip, spell work, whatever, right? But clearly, your Knight of Cups, the way you moving, is really confusing, right? And not to mention the fact with the Five of Swords being in reverse is being clarified by making plans. What I feel like about that, that's the place where your energy has been cleansed. So it's room for you to create. You know how you get when you overwhelmed or you under attack or whatever it may be, you bound in certain ways, your creativity, it just flees from you. Like, well, this Five of Swords in reverse to the making plans is a free space in somebody's energy. You have the ability to create, right? The Temperance in reverse to the Harbor of Peace, I see two energies in this. I see one where your Knight of Cups has knocked the enemy completely off balance. The Temperance is in reverse. Discord, conflict of interest, instability. This is you. But I also see this radical type of energy where love has restored peace where temperance was in reverse. So in other words, it's like you're doing two things, you killing two birds with one stone. By moving in love, you confusing the enemy and you also giving restoration to your own energy because you finding peace where the temperance is in reverse. That's things balancing out. Keep choosing love. Express your creativity with compassionate emotion. Look, I always say, give out the past where the past is needed. Like, if it's costing me more to hold on to any emotion in regards to somebody else, I might as well let it go. And I see that you learned that. That's a good lesson. See how much space it give you when you really stop being connected to people, when you let the confusion go, when you let this thing just be what it is and you don't have, you don't have this burning desire to change things around. You just cool with the way things are. Harbor of Peace. Find serene refuge in the peaceful embrace of a gentle harbor, allowing tranquility to still your waters. I think it's good when I feel like I'm reading somebody's energy that may have been trapped in confusion and didn't understand even how important your peace was. Now you making it your priority. And I don't blame you. I choose peace over validation. Meaning, you know, I don't even need to speak to anybody, right? Just give me peace.
Mm-hmm.
Peace is priceless. It definitely is.
Thank you.
I need a plan B and C. They need a plan B and C,
I heard Jacksonville. Somebody's moving forward. Somebody's moving on to a situation that's going to be like, more manageable. Okay. We got the 6 of Swords coming out.
Peace.
So yeah, I feel like this is the peace that my husband is speaking about. Somebody's moving on from a situation that, the waters were very rocky, but I feel like, you're being guided into a direction where, you can kind of go with the wind. You don't have to go against it kind of energy. Something like that with the 6 of Swords here. We got the Page of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, I feel like you did not. I feel like there was an offer here, something that was ingenuine that you're moving away from or something like that. Okay. There could have been like, someone that was very immature around you. I feel like, I don't know, something was holding you back from being who you're destined to be, something like that. You could have been just being immature in a situation and maybe you're being moved away from that energy, okay? Spiritually. Maybe somebody was very petty, okay? You could have been very, very petty with the Page of Cups in the reverse to the 6 of Swords. I feel like someone could be moving on from a very immature energy.
That is super petty.
Okay? Like, because, in the beginning of your journey, I spoke about this yesterday. I picked this up. I don't know. I feel like someone was watching people who was encouraging them to do return to senders and chaos, things that just cause chaos in their lives. And I feel like because a person walked away from those kind of things, because someone was leading someone in the wrong direction, the wrong path, okay? Somebody was leading somebody down a road that was not going to fulfill a person emotionally, so someone had to be moved away from this energy. Now, this could have been voluntarily or involuntarily. Involuntarily is where God comes in and, everything is just torn apart and it looks like maybe, things are going bad for you, but in reality, things are being worked out for you. And I see this here. I see someone that was headed for destruction, maybe due to their own immature ways, their immature mindset, not being able to see other people's opinion, something like that. I feel like it was leading a person to destruction. And someone has been pulled away from that. Yeah, look, 6 of Pentacles. Because, somebody deserves things to be equal and fair. Okay? I feel like somebody, I don't know. Now, this could be just, I don't know if it's your ancestors, it's God himself, or it's just people sharing with you.
Somebody giving you.
Okay? I feel like people are just wanting to share with you a lot more. I feel like you're willing, you're worthy. That's what I'm hearing. You're worthy. You deserve people who want to break bread with you, right? Something like that. People that want to bake the bread with you. The little red hen, she wanted everybody to help her bake this bread and none of her friends would help her. And at the end, when the aroma was going in the air, everybody wanted a piece of the bread. And I feel like you're tired of that. You got tired of always baking the bread by yourself, cutting the bread, breaking the bread. And now things, wherever you're headed, okay, because you're headed somewhere. You haven't got there quite yet, right? None of us have. It's a journey, but wherever you're headed, things are fair. I see people breaking bread. I see people being fair and equal. 6 is a number of balance, okay? Equality. There could be, equality, partnerships, harmony, You know, that's what someone's moving on to, a calmer situation, you know, peace in their mind and their members, okay? Something like that, you know? And I ain't talking about finances, but finances could be a part of this, you know? It could be finally your turn to get a part of the kitty, okay? To get your hands in the kitty. Something like that. Maybe you've been sacrificing all your coins for other people for so long, thinking that you were doing a great thing. But when God is not in it, it's not a great thing. So it doesn't matter what the act is. If God is not in it, that doesn't mean it's a great thing. But there's change here. Okay? You know, you could even literally be having to help people that look down at you at one point. And it's your responsibility. 11:11 on the clock. Make a wish.
Big old 11:11.
Okay.
Hey, look, my advice to somebody in this reading right here. We got the Five of Pentacles to the Two of Swords to the Ten of Wands, right? My wife was speaking about somebody being misled, right? Five of Pentacles is being clarified by seek clarity. Two of Swords is being clarified by embrace solitude. Somebody, whoever you may be, if you feel like you're in the energy of being isolated, if you feel like you're being isolated, right? I just wanna strengthen somebody's resolve. Don't let yourself be in places where you feel isolated. This is how the most horrible spiritual attacks happen.
That's so real.
When you allow yourself to be isolated, right? Even if you with somebody and they pushing you to isolate yourself, you have to question that person, right? Because when you call to isolation, you definitely not gonna need nobody to push you. But when you got somebody pushing you to like isolate yourself from people, that's the time when you need to seek clarity.
Or if you feel yourself trying to isolate yourself from people, that could be a sign too. Because I remember one time I used to do that. I would try to isolate myself from people so people wouldn't be able to see what was going on with me.
Yeah.
Right. And that
you suffer more. Yeah. When you isolated, you suffer more. A lot of people don't subscribe to that, but I'm gonna tell you, strength begets strength. Iron sharpens iron. You need somebody. It's not good that man should be alone or woman should be alone. So when you now it's different when you call to isolation.
Right.
Or when God places you in a certain isolation, that's much different because you don't need to seek clarity when God calls you to isolation. You're walking into clarity. Now, when life is isolating you, you need to seek clarity because you need to understand, why am I being isolated? Why am I allowing life to isolate me? Spirits, they seek to isolate us to attack us. Just be aware of that. When you're dealing with the spiritual side of things, demonic attacks, low vibrational, darker energies, they more successful attacking you when you isolated. So this Five of Pentacles, it says, life is hard right now, but look around, help is at hand. And that could be on any level. Because somebody, it ain't all about your finances. I know people who got a lot of finances and their life is in trouble. Two of Swords to the embrace solitude. Now, this is when you being called to come out of your, it's just like you indecisive and you being called to make a decision. So in this right, you want to embrace solitude, but solitude is not necessarily isolation. You get it? Like solitude is basically hearing the voice of God, I can say, in this energy. Hearing the voice of your higher self. That's something you can only hear when you allow yourself solitude. But I don't feel like somebody needs to be isolated. I feel like somebody, you actually probably make poor decisions when you're in isolation. somebody, right? And then it says 10 of Wands, one last move. I feel like that's an opportunity for you to lift the burden off of you. 10 of Wands, one last move. I feel like it's an opportunity being given for you to quite possibly lift a burden off of you. But I think that you really need to do some soul searching, because it says seek clarity. Thank you, Spirit. When you in this undecided Two of Swords energy, it's not a good time to be initiated into things. I'm just going to help somebody. When you undecided, that's not a good time to be spiritually initiated. Because how can you make a decision that requires you to be definitely decided when you undecided? It's going to come with ramifications you might not be ready for. You don't want to be initiated when you imbalanced, when you undecided, when you're not sure, when you haven't learned enough, and don't let people isolate you to initiate you. In no type of way. There's many different forms of initiation. You could literally be initiated by allowing yourself to see things a certain person way a little too much. That can lead you to an initiation. You know how we isolate and we start listening to the voices of people. You don't know what they connected to. That can lead you to a whole initiation by way of agreement. Everything don't come with a candle and a matchstick, y'all. Some agreements, they way more powerful and they thrust it upon you. Somebody gets you to slip into agreement with them, and next thing you know, so be decided. Embrace solitude. Let your elders speak through you. Thank you, Spirit. I let mine speak through me. Even though sometimes I don't see eye to eye with my elders, I love them dearly. And if you ever hear me speak and you know any of my elders that's here or gone, their voice is going to resonate, is going to reverberate through me. You know why? Because I'm connected to them. They the ones that poured into me. They the ones that you need to run to. Even though you don't see eye to eye with them, ain't it better to run to an elder that you don't see eye to eye with than throw your life in the hands of a stranger that's trying to get you to initiate yourself in something that may cause you problems down the line? I can say one of the saddest things that I have witnessed since I've been on my journey is people that allow themselves to be initiated in things, and then months later or years later, they realize just how taken advantage of, you know, how they've been so taken advantage of on a spiritual level. Don't place your hands in people don't place your life in the hands of people who trying to isolate you. People offer you suggestions that lead you in different directions. The power of suggestion is real, y'all. Like, you gotta temper down what you take in. No, we're not in Baltimore, but we from Baltimore, though.
I heard Brittany. We got distraction here. There's some kind of distraction. I know you don't want to hear about it, but I got to tell you, there's a distraction. Something's distracting someone. This may not be aligned with your highest good. Tempting, deceptive, and secrets, okay? There's something. Remember I was saying that? I was saying that, I don't know, I felt like a person is being moved away from something, okay? This could be a person getting moved away from this distraction here. Okay, something like that. There could be something that appears to be one thing, but it's not what it is. You know? There's a lot of illusions in this world, you know? The algorithm will feed you anything. You have to be able to use your discernment nowadays, because They have things that'll say Maya Angelou is talking, but it's AI. You know, you have to use your discernment. There's something that could be distracting you, okay? I don't know if you're spending too much time on something. I do. I feel like you're spending too much time on something, okay? Something that's very deceptive. Something, I don't know, there's a secret here or something that's trying to tempt a person, okay? I don't know. I feel like your energy is sacred. And it's something that just keeps trying to distract you. And I feel like, I don't know, this could even be something that you just keep falling for, and you know what this is. Like, you know something is distracting you. Okay? This could even be a habit. Like, you know, maybe you could be a person that, you know, you have to smoke before you do anything. I can't eat before I smoke. I can't move. I can't clean. Whatever it is, right? There's something that's a distraction. You are bigger than whatever this is. This little thing that tries to hold you, that tries to keep you in a spot, in a situation, in a position. You're bigger than it. Okay? But it does distract you. Okay, I feel like there's someone who, if this one little thing could get moved around, you could get a lot more done. You could be a lot more productive. You would be a lot more happy, actually. This thing takes away from your happiness. And it may not seem like it because it's something so small, but I feel like this little thing could be filled with something else that would create a lot more happiness in your life surrounding you. Okay? Something about a distraction. Yeah, the tower's in the reverse, something that someone does not want to let go of. But spirit is like, it's the inevitable. It has to happen. You know, if you don't let this happen, it will just be delayed. One of those kind of things, you know? Like, you know, if some shit has to happen, that has to happen. And, you know, let's say it's a challenge. Wouldn't you want to just deal with it right away so that you don't have to keep having it linger on? That's like, you know, imagine, I don't know, imagine having like a bench warrant on you, right? You ever had a bench warrant and you know, it's like I need to just go turn myself in, right? And the longer I delay it, right? It's like I still have to face it. That kind of someone could be dealing with this. Someone could have like a warrant and you could be like tired of running or something like that. You could be at the point where I'm just like, I'm tired of it. I don't know, I'm gonna jump out of that. I'll be saying too much, way too deep. Okay. Yeah, there's something here. It's the inevitable. It can't be erased. It has to be faced. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean it has to be negative or a bad thing, but you know, deceptive means that we're just not seeing a situation for the truth of what it is.
Okay, so I got the 4 cups in reverse, and it's being clarified by Harmony's call. New approaches to old problems. Embrace equality and pursue justice. Keep an open mind as answers unveil your path to balance. Yeah, so I guess this is the energy where, you know, you beginning to realize everything not like love and abundance. Life is forcing you to embrace equality, the equality of life, which means that it's light and it's dark. And 4 cups in reverse is that you're not naive about it anymore, right? I feel like it's good for you, right? Well, it can stop you from getting hurt a lot. I can tell you that. Like, once you start being able to look at life and realize it's no cheat code to walk around and just be illuminated with lightness. None of that. It's really light and dark, good and evil.
Do the work.
And every day you wake up, you gotta make a choice. You starting to realize you can't just choose one way and you just that way all the time. No, you gotta deal with the equality of life. And I feel like you finding a balance. That's what harmony is all about. Harmony is when negative and positive, they dance in a tango. It's a balance. Because, you know, when you step into your journey, it's crazy, you know. People step into the journey. You met by nature spirits, right? You met by butterflies. You met by, you know, Earth comes alive to you in a different way. You feel this overwhelming sense of love. And right there is where a lot of people get tricked and duped out of their destiny, because that's not the end all be all. That's like the prelude to your journey. Because right after the butterflies and the flowers, you see the demons come out of dark places, right? And once you get to the level where you can deal with that and you can sit with that inside of you, not outside of you, in you, the darkness that dwells within you, this is what keeps the world in a state of constant hypocrisy. It's because people who promote God, so to speak, and light energy, they fail to really talk about the depth of their own darkness, though. So it becomes non-relatable. Why? Because there's people out here, they really bound by darkness. So much so that they can't even see the lightness that people speaking of, right? So when you become a balanced soul, you're relatable to those people. That's what life is about. That's what harmony is about. That's what the Four Cups in reverse is about. Six of Wands to the magic opportunity. High honors. And I feel like that rewards you. It's rewarding you. Your change of perception is rewarding you. It's creating magic opportunities for you. For everybody that don't think magic is real, let me explain to you that magic is manipulating the elements. You know, magic is tampering around in the metaphysical. Therefore, magic is very real. You know, like, and the most powerful magic ain't the rituals. The most powerful magic is the stuff that goes on behind all of that. Like the energy of prayers, magical energy. The energy of your will, magical energy. The energy of alignment, obedience. Magical energy. Sacrifice, obedience. All of these are energies. They magical. Did you know that? Sacrifice and obedience, they put forth magic energy ever since the Old Testament. Remember? Back in the day, they used to offer up cows and goats to the Most High, because that sacrifice used to create a spiritual energy. It still do. People still use it, but it's something greater because different things happen. So as the obedience now outweighs sacrifice through the dispensation of grace. You called to be obedient. Six of Wands, right? Somebody, you getting the message, and it's creating magical opportunities for you. It says, embrace the unexpected, seize the chance for transformation. Grab hold of it. The Magician in reverse, stop and reflect. I like that for you. That's somebody who says, all right, I'm not going to rely on magic. I'm not going to take a shortcut. I'm going to be honest with it. That stop and reflect to the Magician in reverse, I like that. That's somebody putting down different things and picking up righteous things. Putting down shortcuts. I can even see a hustler putting down his material and opting to go and get some gainful employment, right? We was talking about that earlier. Gainful employment. All employment ain't gainful. It's not. I could tell you a story about making a lot of money real fast, and none of it was gainful, right? So stop and reflecting, pausing your journey to appreciate how far you've come and where you are headed.
Ethics.
Real talk. Natural ethics, spiritual ethics, right? And that's what's going to get it there for you. Not the magic shit that they do in the dark.
It's good to use your magic, though. You just got to use your magic the right way. Like, are you using your magic to help, to heal, or to hurt and to harm, right? Because I use my magic every day.
You know, me personally, I'm one that believe, like, when you use your magic to send it out and hurt and harm others, it always comes back to your doorstep. even when you defending yourself, right? It just certain things you don't want to let in because you gotta let all of them in. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you know somebody attack you spiritually. You withstand the attack. God bless you. You got two things you can do. You can be grateful unto the Most High and continue to move forward, or you can stop and you can send your ancestors back, or you can send spirits back. And you may be justified in doing it. But the only danger in that is when people do that and they justified in doing it, they have a tendency to do it again where they're not justified. Why? Because it worked. That's the danger in magic tricks when they work, right? You know, because sometimes people are justified and they get comfortable with, you know, they like to send out juju because it worked for them until it worked against them. So stopping and reflecting on life, putting the magic in reverse, that's good. Like, I really think it's good. I really think that somebody, you know, I'm seeing a lot of change of hearts in these readings today. I'm seeing a lot of people maybe who started out in the wrong way and maybe now you're changing it around. That's good for you. And I'm even seeing people who started out naive. You thought everybody loved you. You thought everything was good. And now you see different. It's all a part of growth and development. The objective is to stay connected to the Most High and never let none of these things make you bitter. Allow love to flow through your heart. Keep your empathy intact. That's the struggle. You want to know what a light worker dilemma is? It's to stay unaffected by the things that surely came to affect you. Okay. Well, I'm about done. You got anything else?
No, good energy.
Breakfast time.
Breakfast time.
Starbucks on y'all.
You already know it's breakfast time, y'all. We late with it.
Starbucks on y'all.
Have a good day at work, sis.
On the page.
Have a good day at work. We'll be back later on this afternoon, though.
Selfless.
I love your energy. Who is that? Creations? I love your energy.
And Sister Empress B.
Empress already know what it is.
God bless you.
She shows up every day with it, you know. What's up, Goddess? We love you too. Your energy, your presence is always here and felt. We love you guys so much.
I'll probably be back a little later.
We will be back.
I've been doing
Oh yeah, you got.
It's gonna be nighttime though. When it, you know, I'll probably come back around this evening sometime. Get with y'all during the evening. All right, we out of here. We love y'all.